Greetings, everyone, and welcome! Thank you all very much for coming to join me for another evening of the Outer Worlds DLC, Peril on Gorgon. How is everybody holding up this evening? I hope all of you are well, and I hope most of you at least aren't as exhausted as I am. It's been a bit of a long and somewhat stupid day for me. How about the rest of you? How are all of you doing? Also, I love that this game uses some system called Insta-LOD. LOD typically stands for level of detail, and it's kind of ironic that there's a technology in this game called Insta-LOD because the level of detail and the speed at which textures pop in this game is sometimes far from instant. I don't know, I just find that amusing. Sony sent you an invitation. Very good, Sir Black Wolf. Well, I wish I'd Miros! Miros, don't you dare go anywhere. I have something for you. Miros, thank you so much for the 1,500 bits. I seriously appreciate that. Vosser, I seriously appreciate the resub as well. Miros, I have something for you that I think you're really going to appreciate. Don't you dare go anywhere. Alright, Miros, so... I'm going to mute the game audio for a minute. Miros, this is for you.
I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. That chicken gonna get got by me. I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. I'm gonna get that dang darn chicken. That chicken gonna get got by me.
Thank you, Miros, for all the support, for all the generosity. I seriously, seriously appreciate it. It's always great to see you. It's a joy to have you. And I hope you enjoyed the little blast from the past. Don't ask, Venmaru. Yeah, Doug, I can tell. I hardly needed you to explain that to me. I could have told you that. Rage 1 pop in, Mimir? I've never played that game. Hey, Monotone, welcome. How are you holding up, Monotone? It's good to see you. Alright, let's see. Where did we leave off? I don't even remember. Then again, I don't remember what I had for lunch 2 days ago these days. Ugh. So guys, you'll appreciate this story. I had something slightly stupid happen, or I rather witnessed something slightly stupid. So the other day, I ordered a 3.5mm audio splitter from Amazon because I need it for my streaming and recording configuration. And this is a tiny, like a really, really tiny piece of equipment. This is maybe a 10 centimeter wire. Let me actually grab a picture of it, because it's a really, really silly thing. And it's a tiny thing, right? It's... There we go. It's something along the lines of this, which I'm about to post in chat here. So I ordered one of these on Amazon, and this is a testament to the absolutely asinine mentality that seems to go into the packaging of products that get shipped online. So this is literally just a 10 centimeter length of wire with a couple of RCA plugs on either end, right? I get this thing in the mail. It comes in a very thick plastic pouch, like an unnecessarily thick, large plastic pouch. And that plastic pouch was shipped in an 8.5 by 11 bubble wrap plastic envelope. Okay? So, this tiny, not particularly delicate piece of equipment, this wire, comes way over packaged in plastic wrap, and yet, about 2 weeks ago, a little earlier this month, I ordered a case of marinara sauce, right? 6 jars, glass jars of marinara sauce, and they got shipped to me with absolutely no protection other than a thin cardboard box and some shrink wrap holding the jars together. No padding, no insulation, nothing. Like, what? Who makes these decisions? Who is it that decide? Is there some sort of shortage of bubble wrap? Did COVID cause there to be a deficit of packing material that this is happening? Or, like, I don't know. I just found it really funny and a little bit ironic. Yeah, real sensitive, monotone. Heaven forbid it should get thrown around in the truck. Hey, Musti, welcome. I see, fruit pie. Interesting. Doug, I guess it's probably like playing a gigantic game of Tetris with all the mods. You just better hope you don't irreparably screw the installation of your game, or you'll end up having to reinstall it and maybe even lose your save data. Katamai, I'm not sure I understand with the wording you used. The heater came in damaged? Excessive censorship, as far as I know, it's not available on Steam. I believe it's only available on the Epic Games Store as far as PC goes, although I remember reading not too long ago about a way that you can download it via the Epic Games Store, but then launch it via Steam. Like, you can set Steam to launch it instead. But I'm not really sure if there's much point in doing that, since it doesn't actually have support on Steam directly. Oh, very good, buddy boy. Congratulations.
So what's the plan?
I'd be interested to see a picture of that when you finish putting it together. Folded? Okay, so it sounds like it did arrive quite damaged, Katamai. Yeah, Doug, that's a fortunate thing, not to have to spend hundreds of dollars on Skyrim mods. If Bethesda had had their way, you would have had to. Alright, well... let's see... what did... oh, we still have to do the rendezvous at Llama. Jesus H. Christ, buddy boy. Tiny URL that, if you would, please. That link just ate up 2/3 of my chat. Do me a favor, buddy boy. If it's gonna be a long link like that, use, here, I will... no, buddy boy, it's okay. I mean, you haven't done anything really wrong. It's just, if it's a really long link, it will completely fill up chat. So you can use tinyurl to basically get a placeholder link for it instead that only takes up about 15 or 20 characters. It's all right if you post links, buddy boy. It's just that when they eat up that much space in chat, it makes it impossible to follow chat. Well, Doug, and you shouldn't. Although maybe now that Bethesda has been bought by Microsoft, maybe their QA department will actually be allowed to do their job and get listened to a little bit. No worries, buddy boy. No harm done. Hi, Deathbed. Kingdom Under Fire Circle of Doom came sealed and new, but it came with 2 days of Xbox Live. Well, you were one of the lucky ones, Deathbed. Mimir, we can only hope. We can only hope that somebody kicks out Todd and puts someone in his place that actually cares about QA. There we go, buddy boy. That's much better. You see how much less room this takes up? Let's see. Oh, okay. Very cool. This is nice, buddy boy. Yeah, Miros, he seems so nice when he's standing on stage at E3 telling you how awesome Fallout 76 is going to be. But you want to know what he does when he goes home every day from work, Miros? He sits in his living room, rolling on the floor in a gigantic pile of his Skyrim money, laughing at the Bethesda fans for being such suckers and chumps, for paying him for so many different versions of an unstable, bug-ridden game over and over and over again. Ha! Hi, Waltz Queen, welcome. Well, Miros, if I were in charge of Bethesda, I would put some of that Skyrim money back into actually letting the QA department fix bugs. I know the titles, buddy boy, but I'm not really a movie person. If I'm going to do something to pass my time, something, you know, recreational or as a hobby, I prefer to do something interactive because I need to be able to engage with whatever the activity is. I don't necessarily have tremendous amounts of energy, but I need to be able to do more than just sit and watch. Which is one of the reasons why I find that when I am going to, you know, when I'm going to do something for my own enjoyment, I typically look for friends who are streaming on Twitch, and I go hang out with them, because that at least gives me the opportunity to chat and to do something interactive and, you know, something more than just sit in a chair and stare at a TV screen while drooling. Yeah, the creation engine, Fruit Pie. It's the same engine they've been using for the past 16 or 17 years. Because it's less expensive to just give the old engine a facelift and not fix any of the bugs that have existed since, I think even since before Morrowind Fruit Pie. Buddy boy, it's funny you mention Zork, because one of the first computer games I ever played when I was a very young pre-spy was the text adventure Beyond Zork. That was back when I was using a Power Mac. That was way back. So yes, buddy boy, that is actually a game I have played. It's funny you mention it. Alright, search for a llama-shaped rock. I am pretty sure that incompetent captain's first mate told us that the rock we're supposed to be looking for is somewhat close to where we found them, so let's activate that. And let's head back outside. Well, buddy boy, I feel like there was more of a text adventure market in 1993, which I think was when I played that game. These days, it's possible to have pretty decent graphics even on a mobile device. So I feel like text adventures are, I mean, probably fairly niche at the, bare minimum. Waltz Queen, that's a good question. I'm not aware of any Nintendo games that have been announced recently that are of any real note. But I think just because we have a new console generation coming up in the PS5 and the Xbox One X, I think there's just a widespread appetite for new games, and I think it's more of a subconscious, subliminal thing where the holidays are fast approaching and people are just in the frame of mind where they're willing to pay. Then again, it might be because games are at a premium due to everybody being stuck at home thanks to the pandemic. Hi, Yami. I'm almost afraid to ask what deed you're talking about, but... Alright, let's see. Okay, it's over here. Actually, we can fast travel to the OCI exterior. Well, that's purely speculation, Waltz Queen, but it seems logical that it might be the case. Wow, Yami, that took you all of about 24 hours. My god, do you really have that little to do? I envy you. Okay, so we have to loop around this way. Yeah, okay, this way. All right, then. Oh, okay. That is... not quite how I was hoping that would go, honestly. What a bunch of idiots.
Here we go. Everyone all right?
Okay. Oh, Yami, you mashed your way through all the dialogue? In a game like this, that seems like a terrible waste. Did you at least enjoy it, Yami? Was it good? Was it worth playing? And did I make the right decision by giving you that code? Yeah, buddy boy, I think some of the console companies are finally starting to wise up to what Valve has known for years. And I mean, it's about bloody time they figured it out. Better late than never, right? What? Okay, somebody's not dead. Pardon me. Sheesh. Alright. That guy over there, what weapon is he using that he was doing so much damage? What? Okay. I'm quite sure I hit him with that. I sure do love when my my hammer just goes right through them. Oh, okay, Yami. Yami, I think they want you to just try the science weapons out and use them. Honestly, Yami, I've always found the science weapons underwhelming. Other than the prismatic hammer, I've never gotten them to do a significant amount of damage. It just seems to me as though they're underpowered. I was aiming for the body of Venmaro. I'm quite sure I hit that guy's body. Well, Miros, this is by the same developers that made Fallout New Vegas. This is made by Obsidian, and it was made by Obsidian without any interference from Bethesda.
Got it. Heads down. All together.
Alright, that went a little better. What weapon is that, Yami? Oh, you haven't, Miros. I thought for some reason I remembered you telling me at one point that you had. In that case, what I can tell you about this game, just as a sort of brief overview, is that it is a space-themed sort of... Obviously, it's got elements of first-person shooter, but it's a more story and dialogue-focused game. And it's set in a distant star system.
Try me.
Don't mess with us. Watch out!
In a sort of dystopian end-stage capitalist society. Holy... Come on, then. Wow, okay, never mind. Okay, I guess Max and Parvati just destroyed them. Yeah, Miros, I think part of the reason I thought you'd played it is because it seems like the kind of game that's right up your alley. I think you'd really enjoy it. The writing is fantastic. The sense of humor is somewhat dark, but also kind of silly, and I personally find very relatable. Oh, don't worry about it, Miros. Believe me, I understand. You of all people are well aware that I was that way with FF11 back in the day. No, it's the same galaxy, buddy boy. It's just a different star system. Oh, a pistol. Okay, Yami. Well, I'll take a look at it when I find it. Oh, something particular about a specific event in the story, Yami? Okay. Oh, there it is. There's that llama-shaped rock. I see it. And they had the courtesy to actually light it up for us. How about that? All right. Hey, Devilish, welcome. No, Devilish, that's her name.
Something you need? I hope we can help Miss Minnie uncover what happened to her mother. I wouldn't wish the pain of not knowing on hardly anyone.
Voiced by Ashley Birch, if you couldn't tell. Yami, I'm on the quest where I have to find a llama-shaped rock and deliver some drugs, or find some drugs.
As always, I am at your disposal. What's occupying your thoughts?
I guess I've already heard what he has to say. Okay. So, I guess it's up here. Llama Rock. Good luck, Doug. Oh, the main quest, Yami? I've barely done the main quest. I just got out of the Sprat Shack. What the... Package for Captain Babbage. What the hell is this creepy thing? Looks like some kind of altar. Okay. To Captain B. Babbage and crew, from a friend, handle with care. Handle with care, huh? In before I hand this to him and it explodes. I guess this is probably the nearest fast travel location. Huh. Miros, I'm sure he gets that a lot. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was just up this road. I remember this place. This is where we ran into all of those ape monsters. What are they called? Primals. Oh, hello! Yeesh! Oof. Holy hell! That Marauder did one hit, and that was 3/4 of my life. Okay, Yami, have a good one. Hello, Rockethead. You didn't miss anything. We actually just started. All right. It looks like this is going to be a slightly more complicated job, for which I think I might need a slightly different weapon. So I'm going to equip this flamethrower, see if this is any good.
Understood. I'll keep my head down. We've got trouble.
Okay, I see what's going on there. The problem appears to have been that they had a drone. And for some reason, the drone was doing stupid amounts of damage. Wait a minute, where the hell did all their corpses go? Unbelievable. After all that, nobody left to loot. Sugar Crow, hello and welcome! It's great to see you. How are you doing? You holding up okay? And more importantly, Sugar Crow, are you feeling any better? All right. I got your drugs.
Any luck tracking down that llama? Technically, it's the package I'm after, but you get what I mean.
How did you even get entangled in this llama business, now that I think to ask?
I don't even know anymore. We spent so long arguing about what is or isn't a llama that it's all a blur. Captain Babbage has a lot of strange contacts in the parcel delivery business. One of them must have a thing for llamas.
Sylphie, hey, good to see you. How are you doing? Are you well, Sylphie? I hope you're staying safe and reasonably well occupied. I found this sitting by a llama-shaped rock.
That's it! Oh, I can't wait to rub this in my dumb captain's face.
I can't wait to watch that. This should be entertaining.
See here now? What's all this talk about?
We got the package. And guess what? It was where I said it would be. And this fossil? It's not a llama. Not a llama at all.
I believe I owe you an apology, First Mate.
Yeah, a little bit.
What?
It's true. I wouldn't know an alpaca from a raptidon, and as a captain, that's a mark against my good name. Can you ever forgive me?
Llama.
I don't know what to say.
I'll start. Thank you, stranger.
I'm glad to hear that, Sylphie. Yeah, Hades just reached retail, didn't it? 1.0 just came out, I think. It's much too fast-paced a game for me to be able to stream it. At least for me to be able to stream it well and in a way that I'd probably have fun playing it, but it definitely looks like a really cool game. If I were going to play it, it's the kind of thing I would have to play by myself off-stream when I could give it my full focus. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sugar Crow. You're at least feeling better, though, yeah? I hope? Oh, fantastic, Sylphie! I would love to see the art when you're done with it. Yeah, Sylphie, a couple of friends of mine have streamed Hades when it was in pre-alpha, and it's very clear that I wouldn't be able to do it justice on stream. Maybe you should listen to your crew from now on.
I think you're right. What is a crew if not people who can remedy a captain's flaws now and then?
A good crew's like family, always there to help.
The good captain helped me see my many flaws. It's only right I return the favor.
Well, thanks, Captain. What say we head over to the Sprat Shack and I'll buy the first round, just to show there's no hard feelings.
Llama?
Here's my cut. I'd say you've earned it. And here's a little something extra for your time.
That's a lot of experience. Chrono adaptive outfit? Good, Sugar Crow. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Sylphie. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, Waltz Queen. Well, I mean, that's how it goes in games like this, which are in the first-person perspective. You kind of have to. I feel like I inhaled something toxic, and this has all been a hallucination.
Llama.
I take offense to that. I would know if I was a hallucination.
Be seeing you, and thanks again.
Llama.
I think that poor second mate is going to need to go have a medical examination before he goes on another voyage. Alright, what is this chrono-adaptive outfit? You had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. Chronofield aggregator, cushioned souls. You'll be so fast, bystanders won't even notice that you were the one who shot first. Right? Oh, boo, it's just a boring looking... Ah. Well, that's a shame. You're probably right, Rockethead. I can't deny that you are probably right.
Glad to have that awful business behind us.
Not as glad as your poor first mate probably is.
This asteroid gives me the creeps. What do you want?
Llama.
Man. Also, I love that these guys are just hanging out with a bunch of sprats. Just chilling. I bet the sprats are the ones who stole the drugs. Alright. The phonographs we're not going to be able to do till we have access to the entire rest of the asteroid. Former hideout of this... Okay. And this one probably is going to be the same deal. Because these are certainly going to be in areas that we can't get into yet, so... Ones that walk away from Gorgon, that would probably be... Wait, what? Found an eyeball in Lucky's room that apparently grants access to the OCI. According to Lucky's notes, the administrative terminal should unseal the way to Olivia Ambrose's office in the Synthesis and Manufactory Center. The OCI, well, that's over here, I think. What? Why am I... OCI lower exterior, okay. All right.
Initiating ocular measurement.
Show the scanner the preserved eye.
Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
Oh, it's one of these doors. Okay. What are we getting ourselves into here? Yeah, Rockethead, that was a quest we did a while ago in the base game where I think it was at the Roseway Research Facility where they were trying to use Raptidon DNA to create toothpaste that would eliminate hunger to help solve the problem of the food shortage in the Halcyon colony. That's a lot of red markers on the compass.
If we've learned anything in our travels, it's that the fancier the facade, the darker the underbelly.
Ain't that the truth, Max? Dehydrated water tablets. In other words, an empty bottle. And actually... Let's see... Messages. From Goodfellow L, subject, reception procedure, and protocol. To McKay W. McKay, after some deliberation, I've decided to update your standard procedure and protocol while you operate the front desk. Commit the following to memory. Do greet visitors and workers with a smile. Do mention Spacer's Choice brand products and services in your daily greetings. Do monitor and report extended lavatory breaks. Yeah, what a bunch of scumbags. Don't mention our surveillance and security system to arriving visitors. Don't talk about the incident. Don't let any auditors into the upper floors under any circumstances. Failure to adhere to protocol number 6 will result in a demerit on your permanent record. I don't mean to be harsh with you, McKay. You're part of our family, too. Regards, Lawrence Goodfellow Management. Unlock lavatory door. Wow! They lock the bathrooms? Unlock showcase. Now where, I wonder, is the showcase? Holy cow, and somebody or something did a number on these mechanical sentries. What do we got? Tech kit, extendo sight, electromagnetic flash lens? This mod inflicts blind to nearby enemies when you enter tactical time dilation. That's only 500 bits. Wait a minute. Okay. So we'll sell that stuff. We will sell... Oh, we will sell this. That will keep, I guess. Man, I'm super disappointed that you don't get the full 15 points out of the unsanctioned mining gear by putting an improved stealth kit on it. Actually, this is a pristine one. We'll keep that. Oh, I should have gone to put this back. Actually, I mean, it's a pretty decent weapon. Maybe...
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take a dream at a time.
The jingle on that vending machine is horrifying. Hey guys, did you know your boss will love you if he finds out you're taking drugs? Good night, Sugar Crow! Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Okay. No way, cursed nobleman. Not even remotely. we got? Not all of this stuff is worth taking. Okay, any useful mods? Nope. I do appreciate that they leave a few bits lying around for us, though. Let's see.
I'll keep quiet.
Oh, these are the bathrooms. I love how somebody left some 0G brew and some drugs in the bathroom. Doesn't look as though there's anything important in here. That's sealed. All right, where is the showcase, I wonder?
They got one for Edgewater. Oh, it's just Saltuna. Come on, we got a volcano too.
Spacer's Choice is unreasonably proud of their low-quality fare, aren't they?
Yeah, just a bit.
Keep your aim steady and your trigger finger at the ready. Adrena time brings out the hero in you.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take Adrena time.
Please no. All right, so this is clearly the showcase.
Proudly located in the bloodstream of the entire Spacer's chosen tossball team. Adrena time, putting the performance in performance-enhancing drugs.
Wow.
Show your boss that you are prime, because you take Adrena time.
Well, they're certainly leaning into the use of performance-enhancing drugs. Doug, that's why I'm self-employed.
Don't let sleep rob you of your life. Cut your resting hours in half and double your productivity with Adrena time.
Show your boss that you are prime.
Wow.
Because you take Adrena time.
Enhance your output with chemical input. They really were pushing the Adrena time angle here, weren't they? Ah. Energy canister. All right, well, I guess... What do we have? Gourmet salt tuna fillets? Saltuna, special blend of herbs and spices packed in oil and loaded with sodium. Great. Oh, it doesn't look like there's anything here that we can take. That's unfortunate. Champion tossball stick. Perfect game, huh? What have we here? Light machine gun Mark III? Don't think we've seen one of those yet. Of course, we can't get at any of that stuff in the case. Yeah, Sylphie, we are. Because when you think about the alternative, when your boss is trying to make you take drugs so that they can get away with giving you half the sleep and making you work twice as long, that's no good. All right. I'm really worried that I've been seeing tons of enemies on the compass, and yet I haven't run into a single enemy. This looks like it might be important. Toughened. Oh, it's just a mod for armor. Not just drugs, Yami. Spacer's Choice makes all kinds of stuff. They make weapons and armor. They make some food products. So, yeah, I guess you're not altogether too far off the mark, Yami. And that's even more depressing.
Thank you. Yes. Sincerely.
Rajmir, thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back. Really appreciate that, Rajmir. Great to see you. Where's my heavy gun that uses light ammo? You asked for it in Spacer's Choice. Well, I mean, I guess I can't complain. Rockethead, the U.S. Army was packaging dextroamphetamine in its emergency rations and its flight kits for fighter pilots as late as Vietnam and Korea. Perfect game. Okay, this is... Staring at the weapon long enough, you'd swear you can hear the roar of a stadium crowd cheering you on, hungry for more action. Who are you to disappoint your fans? Yeah, well, it's too bad it's a garbage weapon. All right. Huh? Oh. How'd I miss this? Alright, it looks like we're supposed to go upstairs, and I only found one stairway leading upward, so... Alright. I am actually slightly worried by the number of enemies that all seem to be clustered together on this floor. can't even see what the enemies are yet. There's one over there. Something knocked a hole in the wall here. There are a bunch of them above us. Oh! They're marauders. Okay.
Here we go!
He had nothing. Okay. Nate, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Nerdy Farmer, if you enjoyed the base game, you'll enjoy the DLC. The DLC is really just more of the same. The writing is great. The gameplay is pretty fun. I mean, it's a high-level area, so you'd better make sure you're properly equipped before you attempt to tackle it. But other than that, I mean, I've been quite enjoying it. I've been having a good time with it. Oh, those aren't real, I guess. Okay, what do we have?
Oh, clever.
This? Messages. Oh, this is Mosley's terminal. Charging words on, further analysis on. I think the top ones are the most recent, so... Hey, Green Man, welcome! Cursed Nobleman, this isn't supposed to be New Vegas. I said it a bunch of times yesterday, and I'll say it again. This is... It has the flavor of New Vegas, as far as the writing is concerned, but it is nowhere near on the same scale, nor of the same scope as New Vegas. It's a much more self-contained and honestly more linear experience than New Vegas. And if you come into this expecting New Vegas, you're going to be disappointed. But if you enjoyed New Vegas and you're okay with something more linear that has the excellent writing Obsidian is known for and a similar sort of gameplay without being able to just wander all around a big, enormous sandbox, then you will enjoy this. I get the impression it's meant to be done at the end of the game, Nerdy Farmer. Because I'm getting 1- and 2-shotted by some of the enemies here, and I've finished the game already myself. I'm using endgame equipment. Encouraging words on the nature and practice of leadership with additional insights. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, your response to my previous 2 letters are conspicuous by their absence. Based on my analysis of your personality type, dietary habits, patterns of speech, and mode of dress, I must conclude with reasonable certainty that your silence stems from trepidation and anxiety. If I might presume to offer you some advice cultivated after years of living in Byzantium, may I suggest that your anxiety stems merely from ignorance. Ignorance is the easiest of vices to rectify and requires only learning and heeding the advice of one's betters. The success and failure of any project depends on the readiness of its constituent staff to perform their mandated duties. Scientists perform experiments, researchers research, managers manage. When one of these roles acts outside of its limitations, chaos is introduced into the system. Take heart, you need not fear the burden of management. The secret of good leadership is strong oversight combined with careful, fastidious, numerically driven, and scientifically supported management. The turbulence experienced by this project is emphatically not the fault of the OCI. However, it is the role and duty of the OCI to fix these problems. Ours is the only department capable of righting the ship of innovation in the waters of chaos. With paternal affection, you mean patronizing affection, Mr. Clarence Mosley. Further analysis on the fundamental problem undermining our operations with additional suggestions. Mr. Goodfellow, I have not yet received your correspondence regarding my previous letter. I can only assume you are still, to deploy a parochial colloquialism, chewing over my commentary. I have several additional insights which I've collated into an itemized list and sent to your secretary. Here is my summary. I believe the root of the problem lies in the chem lab. As I mentioned in my previous letter, incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. The problem must therefore be found in Dr. Jasper Law and his stewardship of the chem lab. Dr. Lowe is a notoriously lackadaisical and careless manager and, pardon my language, a poor scientist. Chem lab must provide HIA with a safe, high-quality, carefully refined drug with which to conduct tests. This slapdash, artless, high-risk formula Chem Lab has been delivering to HIA can only result in unacceptable test results. I understand that safety and high-quality development are often antithetical to the corporate strategy of Spacer's Choice, but in my life I have found that the perspective of an outsider can be helpful. Hey, Irv, welcome! How are you doing? I'm glad to hear that, Esperflame. And I hope you enjoy it, Nerdy Farmer. I hope it turns out to be something that you're glad you played by the time you're done with it. Irv, I am doing all right, thank you. And guys, if you don't already know who he is, head on over and follow my buddy Irvin over at Noxious Nest Games. He is so sweet and so kind. He's the kind of person you can't help but just want to hug. And I love the kindness with which he treats his community. He's always so pleasant to be around. Go follow him. You'll be glad you did. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Irv. I hope you feel better. I hope that heals up soon. So it looks like Clarence Mostly, apart from being on his high horse and seeming to really love himself a little bit more than he should, he's not entirely wrong that they should be putting a little bit more effort into safety. And it seems like he might have actually correctly identified the problem here. On the latest test results from Human Inquiry with some additional commentary. Fortuitously, I've had the opportunity to review the latest test results from Human Inquiry. I agree with your and the committee's general assessment that these test results are unacceptable. The latest experimental sample of adrenotime demonstrates a 15 out of 17 possible symptoms in my rubric of dangerous, lethal, or otherwise high-risk side effects. I've sent a full report to your desk, the abstract of which is as follows. Adrenotime in its current state fails to meet this project's standards. By my calculations, adrenotime users trade short-term improvements in productivity for long-term losses in productivity. Specifically, dead workers are unproductive workers. Whenever a calculation procedure produces unforeseen results, it is prudent to take a look at one's numbers. Incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. If the HIA's calculations are sound, then their numbers, that is to say, the drugs provided by chem labs, must be flawed. Your esteemed colleague, Mr. Clarence Mostly. Well, I can't say any of that comes as a surprise other than the fact that Clarence Mostly didn't actually seem to have been an entirely bad guy. Oh no, Irv, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Irv, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, it's not funny, but it's not necessarily what you would expect that a dull knife can be more dangerous than a sharp one, because a dull knife will not always behave the way you need it to. Department of Strategic Branding, Terminal Access. M. Kumara. To OCI Cerebral Committee? Subject, Data Presentability and Empirical Hygiene. Data presentability. I hate that term. Data presentability means, how do we spin bad numbers and make them sound good? How many lies can we get away with? Cerebral Committee. My team and I have finished reviewing HIA's latest experimental report. We believe the failure of this report is manifest in its flagrant disregard for company-approved language. To that end, we've drafted a revised report edited with language consistent with the Spacer's Choice Company vision. The HIA's original report mentions clear evidence of dangerous side effects associated with using the Adrenatime product, including but not limited to paranoia, violent confusion, chemical dependence, and dissident adjacent behavior. We propose the following connotative revisions. Dangerous side effects. Exciting collateral benefit. Yeah. Paranoia. Dramatically heightened attention. Violent confusion. Physically assertive behavior. Chemical dependence. Metabolic compatibility. This is disgusting. Irv, whenever you get around to that, I would love to be there for that stream, so please let me know. Dissident adjacent behavior. Any mention of dissident behavior in this report may encourage dissidence. Recommend cutting this phrase entirely out of respect for our this kind of crap. See, now it's no accident that Obsidian put this terminal in the same room as Clarence Mosley's terminal. Because we had Clarence Mosley, who, his heart's in the right place for the most part. Thank you, Irv, I appreciate it. And then we've got these scumbag marketing execs who are like, yeah, how can we spin that horrendous report from HIA and make it sound wonderful? Whoops. From Goodfellow, subject relax. To my colleagues in the OCI Cerebral Committee, I share your concerns but not your alarm. In times like these, I encourage you to recall a passage from our Spacer's Choice user manual. The failures of subordinates must never become the failures of leadership. Scum, Chapter 21, Article 14. The meaning is simplicity itself. HIA has failed to deliver acceptable results because they've failed to perform their professional obligations. My esteemed colleagues, you and I possess a number of law-given qualifications, but we have not been relegated to lab coat work. Let me reiterate, we are not test tube jockeys, we are leaders. HIA's purpose is to deliver test results. Our purpose is to deliver a quarterly report. I'd like you to reach out to Miriam Kumara of Strategic Branding. Have her team clean up HIA's report, trim the fat, and tuck in its guts. Make it look presentable for our auditors. Oh. It was his idea. No wonder he wasn't listening to Clarence. From OCI to Department of OCI... Okay. The OCI Cerebral Committee has hereby decided by unanimous vote that the recent test results from human inquiry and auditing are unacceptable, untenable, and unsatisfactory. This message is an informal expression of our dissatisfaction, which will be formally declared by memorandum in the near future. While the committee recognizes the marketing potential of an insomnia and chemical dependency... Wow! The remaining side effects described in HIA's latest report are incompatible with OCI's vision of the Adrenatime product. Corporate auditors will expect to see a product that dramatically improves the long-term productivity of Spacer's Choice workers by reducing the need for rest and mitigating the effects of long-term melancholia. The product delivered to HIA includes psychosis, violent behavior, paranoia, and alarmingly disobedience. I love how disobedience is the one they're most concerned with. The OCI cannot accept a product that transforms long-term users into dissidents. The damage to our corporate image will inevitably benefit our rivals at Anticleo. Unanimously. Wow. So they're blaming HIA for the failures of the chem lab and its incompetent head scientist. Actually, I meant to check Okay, attack and hold for power attack, huh? Oh, it looks like you... Okay. I must not be able to do a power attack because I don't have high enough melee skill. Okay, then. Yeah, Valyard, HIA was doing their job. It was only their job to file a report on the research that they did on the product that the Chem Labs created. The Chem Labs are the ones who created a dangerous product. But the OCI management blamed the messenger, basically. What? Oh, hi. Sheesh. That's a pretty big sprat. Holy hell. Oh, this is Clarence's terminal again. There are so many cubicles in here. Okay, it looks like we're supposed to use this to circumvent that block. All right. Okay, then. Ah, here we are. Maintenance. Maintenance room key. Oh, all right. Well, guess what? Where is my... Okay. Lockpick. Unsanctioned mining gear. Look at that.
Captain.
Light pistol Mark III. And how about that? A workbench. Maybe for the protagonist, Valyard. Alright, so there's a ladder here. Garbage mods, mostly.
I wonder what corporate drivel they shoveled in here.
almost afraid to ask, honestly. Nothing. Some bits.
For me.
Ah!
About your test subjects, I assume you're trying new formulations on humans, correct? Where do they come from, Dr. Ambrose? They come from Tartarus, don't they?
They do.
Why the reluctance? Providing life-affirming employment to the indigent, the criminally indigent? Well, that's a social good, don't you agree?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
Wow. So Tartarus is the colony's prison. So she was getting her test subjects for this drug from the prison? That's a big oof right there. Like an extra large oof. That's a big enough oof that it might even be a yikes. All right, so we were able to... We're able to sneak through maintenance.
Here we go.
Whew. That went a lot better than I expected it would. Hey, Salty Azteca. Yeah, oof with a side of yikes. And a large soda. Oh, they set up tents in here. It looks like the Marauders turned this into a drug camp. Yes, Azure Sky Knight, this is indeed the DLC. Guess that's all that was here. Oh, no, it's not. There was another box. Oh.
Here we go.
Gee, I sure am glad that guy didn't see me. I'm quite enjoying it, Azure. It has the same quality of writing as the base game. Oh, we weren't done, I guess. It has the same quality of writing as the base game, which is to say, very, very good writing. And the gameplay is suitable for... Well, I guess it's balanced for, I should say, doing the DLC if you've already got an endgame character with endgame equipment. So, picking this up if you've already finished the base game is perfectly viable. And in fact, that's the best time to do it. And if you like the gameplay in the base game, then this is just more of that, so you'll like this too. Oh, okay. What have we here? This looks important. Ah, there's a terminal. I wondered what they would hide back here. Auditorium terminal access. Security notice. Notice, by order of Lawrence Goodfellow, auditorium projector room must remain sealed until further notice. Please answer any inquiries by visiting auditors with the following pre-approved message. Mr. Goodfellow is excited to inform you that our projector room is undergoing upgrades in preparation for our grand quarterly report presentation. We thank you for your patience. Please return to the reception desk and request a complimentary bottle of Zero-G brew. Memos. No report this quarter. Everyone, I'm going to be blunt because I want you to understand the gravity of this situation. Someone or several someones sabotaged our quarterly reports. They're all gone, irreversibly damaged. Or irretrievably damaged, rather. The Cerebral Committee's putting their heads together to come up with a solution. We hope to have one before the auditors arrive. In the meantime, here's what I need you all to do. Do not under any circumstances talk about the sabotage to anyone outside our office. We need to soften the language. Studies show that repeated use of the word sabotage can incite sabotage in people who lack moral fiber. I'm not taking any chances. I need you all to come up with an alternative way of describing the sabotage. Something like the incident, but not so obvious. On auditing, dear sir and or madam, if you're reading this memo, you are the designated concierge of this auditorium. Please commit the following message to your memory when guiding auditors along a tour of our office. What is an auditorium? Spacer's Choice Manual of Definitions describes an auditorium as a place where auditing takes place. Here you will enjoy all the familiar, low-cost, budget-friendly amenities that make Spacer's Choice the leading brand in affordable entertainment. Satisfy your posture in our semi-reclining chairs. Enjoy a moderately cold bottle of Zero-G brew. Relax as you enjoy this special presentation of the Project Gorgon Quarterly Review brought to you by the Office of Creative Incubation. Regarding no report this quarter. We've received all your suggestions. After much deliberation, the Cerebral Committee has unanimously voted to refer to the sabotage incident as the incident. Amazing. Lot of real creative minds we have here at the OCI, huh? Okay, so that's the projector room. It looks like we actually have to get into the projector room. Which I'm going to guess... I'm going to guess we do through here. See, it's so much nicer when they die in one hit. Because then you don't have a bunch of them rushing you. Okay, I'll check the terminal in a moment, but I want to loot everything first. Well, Rockethead, the environment in the Halcyon colony seems to breed that kind of stupidity. And as we learned toward the end of the base game, that is entirely by design. That is basically the chairman doing his best to keep the common people in the dark and ignorant. Deadeye Assault Rifle 2, huh? Oh, I've got one already, okay. All this ammo lying around. Oh no, Waltz Queen, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. Hang in there, take care of yourself, hon. That's, of all the things to drop on your head. Feel better, Waltz Queen. Go put some ice on it. Jeez. Department of Creative Inebriation? Instructions. Inebriation procedure and protocol, mandated by OCI Cerebral Committee. Feeling lethargic after a long day of creative incubation? Having trouble shooting down the bird of inspiration? Let Spacer's Choice help you steady your aim. Selection of company-approved libations are available for purchase. Medicate your creative paralysis with Spacer's Choice Zero-G Brew. All purchases will be deducted from your pay. Spacer's Choice Zero-G Brew official slogan to be determined. Personnel files, open last entry. Visitor logs. Campos, Lavinia. Trouble deciding on a font for new department letterhead. Ordered 10G Brew. Lewis Wyatt wrote 12 good words today, but can't figure out what order they should be in. Ordered 30G Brew. Deacon North, brainstorming ideas for a new flavor of Saltuna. Ordered 10G Brew. Lavinia Campos, still having trouble deciding on a font. Ordered 30G Brew. These people are useless. Oh, hey. An opportunity to sell some of this junk. Light Assault Rifle Mark III. Oh, Light Machine Gun Mark III. Okay. I was gonna say, didn't I have a better version of that? But no, okay. All right. That stuff can go. Oh, there are quite a few of them, Rockethead. They seem to multiply like rabbits. Improves the weapon's rate of fire. Now that's somewhat useful. Hello, Mala Othman. Or Maya Othman, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you use the Latin American pronunciation for that, but welcome regardless. Often we don't actually need, because there are better versions of that. That I do want to test. Mag to power, we'll hang on to. The rest of this stuff I think we can... I really wish it were any mod other than Mr. Power. I wish it weren't a plasma mod. Oh, yes, Mala, I am German, but I stream in English. There's a bit of a long story behind that, but I actually was raised in the United States. I was born in Germany, but my parents and I moved to America when I was about 4. And I grew up there, so I learned English essentially as my first language. I do speak and understand German, so if you want to use German, you... Oh, okay, you do speak English. Well, either one is fine then. Welcome, thank you very much for coming to join us. Pleasure to meet you. Okay, we need to find a way upstairs again. Because there's another floor above this, apparently.
Ugh. Ain't no one should have to go like that.
This looks exceedingly painful.
Oh, I think he had a knife stuck through him. Okay. Oh, this is the maintenance room again, huh? Oh, he had a staff impaled through him, a blunt weapon. Wow. No thanks. Alright, then what the heck? Oh, can we not get in here? Oh, we just came from there. That appears not to be a real door. Nightingale Step. Oh, okay, that's a stealth mod. That actually wouldn't be bad at all for a stealth build. Exacto sight, and nothing special there. Plus on Black, thank you so much for the 500 bits. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was incredibly kind of you. Oh, that's why it was barricaded. Alright, so we still need to find a way upstairs somehow. We go about doing that. Well, it looks like something blew open the wall over there. I bet... Oh, wait, no, this is where we came in. Okay. Alright, hang on. Okay, the stairs going up appear to be barricaded, but it looks like... there's an area over here we haven't explored? Maybe a vent or something? Oh no, that looks like it's just the lower floor. How the... Okay, I'm gonna have to retrace my footsteps. Oh, look at that. Somebody tried to smash their way through that door with an axe. What's really good plus on black? Lying in a soft bed, cuddling with a girl you like? I don't know. What do you want from me, man? I still don't see a staircase anywhere. I have to have missed it. There must be a way up somewhere in here. I wonder if... The projector room is directly above us. It's up there. It looks like the floor above us circles around... Okay, there has to be a way. There has to be a way up in here somewhere. Oh, okay, Plus. Well, you could have been a little more specific. Make your own, Yami. You'll end up with a better dish than anything you would have gotten at a takeout joint. Could this be it? Yes, it appears I haven't been this way yet. Oh! Look at that! Circle strafing around it, just like in Dark Souls. When in doubt, always circle strafe. I mean, sure, devilish, sure. Plus on black, it's funny you ask that, actually, because I just got home a few hours ago from grocery shopping. And I would like to think I picked some stuff up that's really good. Plus, I got the ingredients for a really nice pasta with mushroom sauce. I got some freshly made... Well, I say freshly made. It's fresh, but, you know, packaged ravioli. Garlic and herb cheese ravioli, which I'm going to be using as part of a recipe that I'll be making with a cream, thyme, and sage-based mushroom sauce, which is going to have garlic, shallots, and some nice fresh brown mushrooms. So that's going to be really good. Augmented insulation. Upgrades body armor and helmet armor ratings again. Oh! You know what? I should get that because I took the perk or the handicap which causes me to receive extra damage from plasma. I should absolutely put that in my armor.
I have your back, Captain.
one.
Oh, great. Now I've got my face in Parvati's butt. Sorry, Parvati. Breakfast, thank you so much for the tier 3 resub. Welcome back. Great to see you. Did we get everyone? No, we didn't. Holy cow.
Are you okay? Great.
Not bad, Plus. Not bad. Well, Breakfast, you heard right. I'm gonna take a wild guess here that this rotational ordnance turret drone is responsible for the deaths of all these corporate soldiers. Breakfast, I feel like you might be trying a little bit too hard. Oh, hello. Goodbye. And he had nothing. The Vintage Newspaper. 2 bits daily. Hollywood Talkies star sighting? Extra, read all about it. Screen legend spotted en route. This week. Writing is a little bit too small to read. Yummy, you can still make your own cheap imitation Chinese food. Nothing is stopping you, and you won't even have to spend as much on the ingredients. Yummy, you know, I hate to say this, but you do realize people like you are the reason Americans can't have nice things. Or one of the reasons. Because all you want is that cheap knockoff Chinese food. And you kill the market for the real thing. So people like me, when I'm visiting my parents back home in America, can never find it. Gigantar energy drink. You know, Breakfast, I find it adorable and not at all surprising that you and Yami get along as well as you do. Hat wide-brimmed, huh? Yami, at least I have to give you credit for being unapologetic. There's the way up, okay. At least you own it, Yami. Oh, this is the... Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think... Yeah, this is where we couldn't get through because it was barricaded. A tactical shotgun. That's nice. That'll get us a little bit of money. Really, Yami? New York City is charging a coronavirus tax? That seems somewhat counterintuitive. Especially as far as helping people survive and not starve to death is concerned. Yeah, breakfast, because American food is all knockoffs of other cultures' food.
Incoming!
Oh, okay. Where the... Alright, you. Nobody messes with my vicar and lives to tell about it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Valyard. Well, Arkamer, I was half kidding when I said that, but only half. American food that is based on food from other cultures is almost invariably adapted to suit American tastes. Now, whether that's for better or for worse is a matter of opinion, because there is no accounting for taste after all, but if we're talking about food that originated on the North American continent, that food really isn't even anything you can call American. You're talking about stuff like what the Native Americans ate before settlers from Europe found their way over there. And there are certain types of food that have become somewhat associated with America. Like, when I think actual American food, I tend to think of barbecue. But even barbecue didn't originate in America. America just learned it from the Spaniards. It was barbacoa originally, and they ran with it. Oh, I see, Yami. Okay, so it is at least going back to the restaurants. Yeah, agreed on that, Arkamer. Agreed on that. The fact that people are in such a rush to go back to their normal lives is, on one hand, understandable, but it just baffles me that so many people don't seem to understand the gravity of the situation. And they seem far more concerned about not being in their daily routines than they are about the possibility that they might die very slowly and painfully from a lethal disease.
I am in no hurry myself.
Well, Nerdy Farmer, like I said, barbecue didn't originate in America. But America put its own spin on it, and then that became pretty intrinsically associated with America, especially with the American South barbecue joints. Texas in particular, and parts of the Midwest as well. But biscuits and gravy, pasties, that didn't originate in America, Nerdy Farmer. That stuff came from the UK. And that's the case for a lot of dishes that are favored in the more soulsy, if that's what I understand from the word you're trying to use, soully? I'm guessing you mean southerly? But that type of food didn't originate there. It certainly became quite popular there, but Pasties are a British thing. Biscuits and gravy, that's a British thing, too. Yeah, Archimer, in my personal experience, American food tends to emphasize quantity over, or at least in addition to, quality. Oh, white gravy, that's considerably more specific, Nerdy Farmer. When you said biscuits and gravy, that's something that you can trace way back to the UK, but the specific version that you're mentioning is just another case of America adapting it. Yeah, Arkham, I've actually only had a few opportunities to try British pasties, but I mean, I quite like them. They're very good. Gas station sushi breakfast. Now there's a scary thought. Well, a scary thought in most countries anyway. Well, K-Definition, that was kind of the point I was driving at, is that one of the things America used to be really proud of was that it was a cultural melting pot, that people from all different countries and walks of life would end up there, and they would bring the best parts of their cultures, and it would kind of get assimilated into America's culture. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of the kinds of food you find in America are influenced by, or just flat out originate from, some other part of the world. Well, Nerdy Farmer, maybe there's some truth to that argument. I mean, it's not unreasonable that lots of different countries would have come up with basically the same sort of dish independently of one another. Right? Yummy. Sample Vampire, it depends on where you get it. A reputable sushi restaurant in America will serve you sushi that's perfectly fine. I mean, it's the same here in Germany, honestly, and frankly, fresh fish is a little bit tricky to find in Germany. Because most of Germany is landlocked. I mean, we've got bodies of water that run through the country. A lot of those bodies of water I would never want to eat fish from, but I don't know, Breakfast. I mean, I'm German, but I was raised basically as an American. So, does that mean that if I make a German recipe, it's somehow less authentic? Or does it mean that if I make a German recipe, it's somehow more authentic, even though I don't actually have experience having grown up in Germany preparing German dishes? Exactly, K-Definition. It always makes me a little bit sad when people take it personally when stuff like this comes up in a discussion. I feel like everybody is way too sensitive. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are way too sensitive about that kind of thing. Everybody seems to want to think that their culture or their country invented this or that dish, when in reality somebody else probably came up with it in a completely different country independently of that, before ever having heard of it. I mean, when I was 7, I got the idea to melt some cheese between 2 slices of bread before I knew that anybody else in the rest of the world was doing it. Does that mean I invented grilled cheese? Welcome, H. Harrell, Secretary to Mr. Goodfellow. Transcription archives and memos. 312, 3... Okay, I see. Herbie, take a memo. Actually, hang on, let me get a cigarette. All right, take a memo. I want to personally walk down to HIA and wrap my hands around the necks of every single law-forsaken excuse for a researcher whose indenturement contracts we were stupid enough to sign. Who signed those anyway? Were they drunk at the time? Why are we hiring researchers who can't deliver the test results? Why are you hiring scientists who can't develop the kind of drug you want? This guy is nuts. Am I crazy? Is this an unreasonable expectation? Is supply and demand a foreign concept to these people? When I request a zero-G brew, I expect a moderately cold glass of something reasonably alcoholic in my hand, slapped with a Spacer's Choice brand. When I request test results, I expect to see scientifically proven, medically verified evidence that adrenotime is a miracle drug. Well, therein lies his problem. Yeah, right, Yami. Because they totally would have accepted my application for a patent on the grilled cheese sandwich at the age of 7 in 1992. I didn't ask for a long list of dangerous side effects, I asked for adjectives. I can't turn high rate of violent confusion into marketing copy, Irby. What in law's name am I supposed to do with side effects include paranoia and suicide? HIA just screwed us with our pants on. The Cerebral Committee's losing their collective mind. Now I need to go pet them all on the shoulder and wipe away their sad little tears and tell them everything's gonna be alright. Why are you still typing? Don't put that down. I was just rambling. Memo 313. Herbie, take a memo. I'm getting real sick of Clarence Mostly. Remind me again why we brought him on this project? He's not part of the Spacer's Choice family. He's never been part of the Spacer's Choice family. The Mostleys, what do they do again? Oh yeah, they peddle furniture. I'm a manager at Halcyon's most recognizable brand name in affordable goods and services. I don't need management advice from some guy whose family designed my footstools. Actuaries should stick to actuarial work. Don't go advising me to turn the screw on Jasper Lowe and those lab coats at Chem. I know what I'm doing. Hang on, I need to see. Yeah, the advice he got from Clarence was what he actually should have been doing. The one person who is giving him actually good advice, he looks down his nose at like an idiot. This guy is probably a large part of the reason this project went belly up. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, take a memo. We need to turn the screw on Jasper Lowe and those lab coats at Chem. I want you to draft up an official order. Tell Chem... Hang on, let me think. Yeah, tell Chem they need to fire 1 in 10 researchers and that we're slashing their deadlines in half. It's a Roman solution. We could learn a lot from them, the Romans. They're pretty much invented... Oh! The solution he's talking about is the original meaning of the word decimation, or as they called it in the Roman Empire, decimatio, where every 10th soldier would step forward and be beaten to death by his comrades, which is an asinine response to the chem department producing dangerous chemicals. Just replace the guy in charge of the lab. It's his fault. Clearly. What, Yami? You make the world's most authentic McDonald's. Amazing breakfast. I thought you worked at a bar-restaurant. Alright, we have to hack the terminal to read Memo 314. 4 inaudible sake. All our quarterly reports, all of them gone. Hard copies, terminal data, it's all gone. What kind of a sick, degenerate mind destroys quarterly reports? We've got a surprise audit scheduled. What am I supposed to show the auditors? I need to send a message down to the receptionist. No auditors allowed, and I need to talk to the committee immediately. Why are you typing, Irby? I didn't ask you to take a fucking memo. Delete this. Hey, are you listening? Well, it definitely seems like this place was rife with incompetence and corporate complacency.
Keep him quiet, Cap.
Got him. Loser. Weak leadership, Valyard, and also an almost universal tendency of the people in leadership positions to succumb to greed and sloth. Wait a minute. Okay. Tech kit, whisper quiet mode, sure and straight barrel, and what do we have here? Nothing. Wait a minute. There we are.
Perhaps they should spend more time improving their products and less pampering themselves like this.
Well, that's the perfect example, in fact, what Max just said of the point I was just making. Laurie? Oh, this looks like an interesting gun. Fedora Red Banded. We shall have to have a look at that in just a moment. Yeah, wow, there was definitely some corporate greed going on here. Look at this. Back to basics? Dialogue skills. I like the look of it too, Rocket Head. Let us have a look, shall we? And actually... Determination? Bah. Junk. Level 26, heavy weapons, speedy mate barrel, and a magnum. Makes the worst winter storm look like a light drizzle. The longer it rages, the faster this weapon will bury your foes? It appears to be a unique heavy machine gun. No, Yami, my armor right now is 103 plus 103. Now, what have we here? So this must have been where the Cerebral Committee was meeting. Okay. Oh, and that puts us back here. All right. Doug, I mean, as long as you don't complain about it in front of the person who bought it for you. I have a feeling that terminal is going to shed some very unpleasant light on this situation. Yeah, look at this. Somebody gave in to hedonism big time here. Oh, what is this? This looks like space backgammon. Okay. What have we here? So this is Goodfellow's terminal. Messages. Hack 95 deleted messages. All right. Holy cow, this is going to be a lot of reading. From Ambrose O. Seize all recordings. Toxifree rebranding. Change the fucking name, Lawrence. I don't care if the inbred simpletons at headquarters were just having a laugh. Customers don't know what it means. You may choose from this list of acceptable alternatives. Absorb it all. Helotamax. Bindatron. And Emedicin. Wow. Emetics, by the way, are oral medications that make you vomit. Production schedule. You think you can hide from me, you little twerp? From Ambrose O to Goodfellow. I know a serum that will make you feel as if you've lived 1,000 years in just 8 hours. How would you like to spend the night in waste processing? Cheers, Ollie. Wow. So Olivia Ambrose was very unhappy with the incredibly incompetent Goodfellow. From Ambrose. Seize all recordings. To Gorgon managers. Seize all recordings, bring them to me immediately, and for fuck's sake, don't let the journalists off the fucking asteroid. Wow. Outgoing messages. Gorgon managers. From Goodfellow. Subject, radio documentary participation. Approved. Next time allow me to make this kind of announcement myself, Mr. Mostly. Hierarchy exists for a reason. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, many of you may be familiar with Odeon Pictures, Byzantium's premier purveyor of etherwave drama and drama-adjacent entertainment. Several of my personal associates at Odeon Pictures have launched a satellite studio called Pictureless Pictures, which emphasizes radio programs and serials intended to excite the senses and palpitate the glands. I've received a request to approve a radio documentary program examining the lives and contributions of Spacer's Choice scientists operating on Gorgon. The name of the documentary is Moments with Genius. I do not approve of the superfluous exclamation point, but I approve of the general idea. Please inform the other managers. Ambrose regarding production schedule. Great timing. I was just sending Irby over to your department with a preliminary production schedule. As with so much of the work we do at OCI, the design of a production schedule is more of an art than a science. The timetables and milestones are less contractual obligation and more aspirational cartography. What? Production schedule. If you are receiving this message, I'm currently unavailable. In my absence, I've instructed my secretary, Herbert Harrell, to reply to any incoming messages with this pre-approved response. Vicariously long. Oh, he's trying to hide from her. That's what she was responding to. Good night, Trimmer. Have a good one. Take care. Yeah, Rockethead, Ambrose was clearly furious about the interviews being done, and we met the journalist who did them. Hey, amateur, welcome. Okay. Archived messages. From Ambrose radio documentary. Lawrence, this is a waste of my time. The last thing my team needs is a fleet of gadflies descending on the labs and asking stupid questions. We're months behind as it is. However, because Lucian demanded it, I will consider the program's request if the following conditions are met. Lucian guarantees me the right to review and approve the recordings. The journalists are confined to Gorgon for the duration of the project. It could be years. Make sure they understand that. If they leak the details of our work to the press, I will put a hit out on them myself. I know people, Lawrence. The journalists bunk in shipping and receiving. We can't have them fraternizing with the project staff outside their scheduled interviews. These people are our enemies, not our friends. No one will be coming down with an acute case of friendship on my watch. My team will not be held responsible for the inevitable delays this tomfoolery will cause. The only individual who will be working overtime on this is you, understood? Okay, now I have a sneaking suspicion this deleted message... Oh, two deleted message. Regarding the production schedule. I've seen the brand managers sniffing about, Lawrence. I know your department is gearing up for a big announcement, and mine is the only project on this fucking asteroid. Send me your intended production and release schedule immediately. Cheers, Ollie. Schedule you sent me must be a template or the work of an intern because it's patently insane. We're nowhere near to hitting Lucian's proposed milestones. Branding's hopes and wishes won't magically change that, no matter what the corporate office says. My compound is months from viable, Lawrence. It kills people. If you'd like proof, you're welcome to try it yourself. I'll even show you where to stick it. I expect to see a revised schedule before the week is out. And clearly he didn't do that, and he apparently even tried to circumvent her. Bring them to me immediately, and for fuck's sake, don't let the journal... Yeah, okay. Well, admin functions. Oh, okay, this is where we unlock the Synthesis and Manufactory Center. I see. Procedure interrupted by... Placed under emergency lockdown. Override lockdown. But wait, what's the status first? Executive lockdown must be overridden at Chem Lab. Well, crap. Override lockdown. Overriding. Authorized emergency lockdown. Chem Lab Human Inquiry and Auditing. Staff directory protocol activated. Visit the transmission tower for staff directory. Okay, unlock the elevator.
I knew I heard a little weasel sniffing about.
What?
You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here.
Whatever this is about, know that I don't respond to threats.
I understand that you think yourself a big hero here on a big, important job. The last one did too. But you've grossly misapprehended the situation here. This place is a graveyard. All that was done here should be forgotten and left to rot.
That's the best argument you've got? Don't?
Gorgon is the birthplace of marauders. We created them here, in this very facility. They are our misbegotten children, born of hubris and vanity.
This whole colony is a result of those two things. But marauders? Spacer's Choice really outdid themselves, didn't they?
That don't make any sense. How could marauders get to Edgewater from all the way out here?
They hold no fondness for trespassers. I've placed the facility under emergency lockdown to keep them safe. Let the marauders die in peace, or I will make certain that you die with them.
Bring it! What do they mean? How do you create It's pretty obvious. Adrenatime turns people into marauders is what happens. And the way they got to Edgewater is accounted for by that missing shipment of Adrenatime that disappeared on Terra 2. We were hired to find a journal. Marauders aren't our problem.
At least not until they're gnawing on our faces.
My friends and neighbors became marauders, Captain. They hurt a lot of folks, and Edgewater still ain't the same. If this place caused that, I want to know.
Well... whatever secrets are buried here, we'll root them out. As to the identity of that individual, I have to think it was probably Lawrence himself. And how about this? It even goes up even more. Okay. Because why else would he, would we be contacted on his terminal?
Oh, Captain, we're in a proper mystery now.
Let's just hope we don't end up like that ironically named freelancer, Lucky.
Hey, Happy Carl, welcome. Oh, this goes back outside, okay.
We're looking for a comms tower, right? Ought to be one of the tallest things around that's gonna get a signal past these canyons. I sure hope that spooky person on the screen ain't waiting for us. I'm about ready to jump out of my skin as it is.
This all promises, at the very least, to be interesting. In a macabre sort of way.
Yeah, Yami, because it was the terminal at his desk, and he's one of the only people here who seems not to have been killed. Also, he appears to have... I mean, it's very clear that he's made a serious error in his handling of this project. And I suspect that when things went to hell on Gorgon, he probably got left behind. Olivia Ambrose would have seen to it that he did. Alright, so we need to go over here. Actually, we already found the transmission tower. I thought that might have been the one that we ran into when we were exploring, looking for the flask. And there it is. I think actually... Get up there. I guess we have to go around. Oh, good. And there's nobody left in the area to try to kill us, fortunately. I thought there would be more in here than... Yeah, okay. Directory. Locate facility staff. I did find the secret hideout side quest, Yami, yes. I don't expect to be finding or getting into most of those areas for a while yet, but... Clarence Mosley, location Byzantium Musgrave Collection. Thank you for your diligent commitment to personal tracking and surveillance. What? Oh, okay. Skills and perks available. Well, I'll tell you what. We could definitely use the melee skill. Okay, yes, this gets power and sweep attacks. That's what I needed. What do we have here, Carl? It's a mistake side quest? Yami, what do you mean? Carl, I'm not sure what the deal is with this link, but... not appear to be working. Oh, it's missable. Okay, how soon do I have to do it? Oh, and I can take a perk. Great. 1 perk point. Headshot kills explode, damaging nearby enemies. 25% of their damage to enemies within 2.5 meters. 15 minutes. Ranged attacks reduce the target's armor rating by 1 point per hit and can stack. Small amount of melee damage you deal is returned as healing. Actually, this is probably really good, because if I'm dealing 1,200 melee damage, that's 180 HP. But hang on. What do... How much health do I even have? Current max health... Oh, 580. No, 5,850. God, I can't read. So actually, that amount of healing isn't as significant as I thought. That's a shame. Use the detection... Oh, when you have no companions. Subsequent attack made on the same target while tactical time dilation increases the damage. Cumulative. Okay. All right, Carl, let's see. That's weird, Carl. For some reason, it doesn't seem to want to work. Maybe it's the browser. Let me try a different one. Ah, okay, yes, I see. I hear myself in the background of this video, Carl. Well, she looks comfortable. No, Breakfast, didn't even see him. Improvised weapon damage. I'm beyond the point of using. You're affected by a harmful combat effect. You deal 20% more I mean, that's okay, I guess. Killing an enemy, your weapon sway and accuracy penalties while moving are reduced to 0. I mean, I guess that's handy. You critically hit a target. Oh, immediately you set the cooldown of a companion ability. Bah, that's trash. Oh, good, Happy Carl. Well, I'm glad. Companion ability cooldown. Killing an enemy reduces the remaining cooldown time. Why? Reduces the weight of consumables. No companions in the party. Quiet weapons deal more damage. A weapon is considered quiet if its noise range is 2.5 meters or less. Actually, hang on, because right, where is that noise range? Blast it, but this still isn't considered a quiet weapon. What? Noise range on this thing is 10 meters? The hell? I think I already have it, Yami. Okay, well, that's useless then. Retractable highlight range. Reduces penalties to accuracy while moving. 20% vendor prices. That might be a good one, actually. Unlock the ability to fast travel when encumbered. 25% walk speed, 20% sprint speed. Durability loss, additional ammo on vendors. Science weapon magazine size? Plus 5% damage per flaw. I, in fact, don't have it. I'm quite surprised. Well, that's going to be the winner then. Yeah, Yami, a lot of these perks are just crap. A lot of them are utterly worthless. But hey, this will give me 15% extra damage. Where the heck? Musgrave Family Collection? Oh, it's because I have to actually go to Byzantium. Yeah, Vinicius. I mean, a silencer on a flamethrower is kind of superfluous. A flamethrower isn't exactly a stealth weapon. Okay, so we need to go... Terra 2, I guess. And I guess we need to go to... yeah, Byzantium.
Captain, transmission request from Ambrose Manor.
Really? Guessing Minnie wants an update. Patch her through.
Captain, imagine my surprise when I saw the Unreliable leaving Gorgon with so much urgency and purpose. Tell me you found Mother's journal. I'm positively dying for good news.
Someone warned me to stay away from Gorgon, then lock the place down.
Someone? You mean someone still has access to the facility? Oh, after all this time. Who was it?
You tell me.
I don't even know who's still alive from Project Gorgon, much less who would care enough to guard its secrets. Make sure you have eyes on the back of your head. I doubt we've seen the last of this human vexation. If I know Spacer's choice, getting past the lockdown will be more complicated than just hitting a big red button. You'll need authorization, and layers of it.
Are you familiar with Gorgon's old research staff?
I seem to recall that Mother worked closely with Gorgon's R&D personnel, but not close enough to invite them over for dinner and cocktails, if you get my meaning. By now, they'll have moved on with their lives. If only I could do the same.
Did you know that Gorgon was developing Adrenatime?
I knew Mother was involved with some important chemical trials, but I had no idea her pet project was Adrenatime. Adrenatime is a working man's stimulant, like a caffeinoid. Very popular at launch, though the marketing quieted down over time.
Wonder why? Were you aware that Adrenatime created Marauders?
What? No. I mean, there's some very morbid wording in the fine print, but I had no idea Adrenatime could make Marauders out of people. That's it. That must be it. Spacer's Choice is keeping their dirty little secret about Adrenatime off the record. We have to find Mother's journal. If we don't, then Spacer's Choice gets away with murder. I only hope we aren't too late.
Why would Spacer's Choice risk everything for a stimulant?
Adrenatime was touted as the working man's best friend. A drug that boosted productivity with no adverse effects.
Wow!
The promise of Adrenatime cannot be overstated. Exhaustion and fatigue were supposed to be obsolete. Workplace accidents would be things of the past. For whatever reason, the drug never lived up to that promise.
I don't think so, Yami. No, I believe the healing stuff that you use is called Adreno. Hello, Malcolm G9. If you actually want an idea for a recipe, give me some ingredients that you have on hand in your home, and I'll give you some idea of what you can do with them. Could one drug really do all that?
I don't know. And thanks to Spacer's choice, we may never find out. I know that I'd like to see a colony where the promise of Adrena time was fulfilled. And I doubt I'm the only one.
Really? Because I'd like to see a colony where Adrena time doesn't exist and people don't turn into marauders. Eggs, avocados, ham, cheddar, olive oil, and broccoli. Actually, Malcolm, you can make yourself a nice omelet with those eggs, some avocado, the ham, and cheddar. And if you want, you could even saute that broccoli in the olive oil, season it a little bit, maybe with some salt and freshly cracked black pepper, a little bit of lemon juice. And you could have that on the side. You do, Doug? I don't remember it.
Thank you. I certainly ought to know what I'm doing. I spent years trying to break into pharmaceuticals, professionally speaking. Mother wouldn't hear of it. She didn't think I had the wit to succeed in her line of work. Safe travels. If your leads give you any trouble, be sure and give them some trouble back, yes?
Crack your knuckles, yes.
That's the spirit. Until next time, my good captain.
I really do not trust her. Oh, we're actually already here. Okay. Yami, it seems like you've got the ingredients there for a really nice paperweight. Practice makes perfect, plus. The more practice you get at making them al dente, the easier it will be for you to make them al dente. Right, I have to go over there somewhere. Bet if I fast travel over there... We turn around and head back this way. There we are. Musgrave Family Collection. What does it mean, collection? Is this place a museum?
Welcome to the Musgrave Family Collection. Still a work in progress.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly.
If you're here for the annual Canid review, I'm afraid it's already over. Only thing going on behind those doors is good, old-fashioned lawful behavior. This greeting constitutes your confidentiality agreement. You hereby agree not to disclose the location or existence of these events. Thank you for cooperating.
Candid review? I don't know anything about a candid review.
Exactly. You do catch on fast. Now then, how can I help you?
Okay, Yami. With all this secrecy, the place isn't really that hard to find.
We find that our clients enjoy the appearance of participating in illegal activities. Secrecy contributes to a feeling of indecency.
Oh, I see.
The Musgrave family collection was intended to be a gallery of fine art. And here we are, using this place to practice semi-legal canid shows. Scandalous, isn't it?
You said this place was supposed to be an art gallery. What happened? Other than that you're now selling a cheaply manufactured experience of clandestine activity to the ignoramuses in Byzantium who've never been outside their ivory tower.
That's privileged information. I really shouldn't tell you.
Sure you can. I already agreed to your stupid confidentiality clause, remember?
That's a fair point. All right, I'll tell you. But just keep this between us. The Musgraves own one of Earth's largest private collections of art and literature. They were going to have the entire collection shipped all the way to Halcyon.
But then Earth went dark.
Unfortunately, that collection never arrived. We haven't heard anything from the delivery convoy, and there's some purely hypothetical concern that the collection might be, well...
lost.
I was going to say indefinitely delayed by unforeseen and unknowable circumstances, but yes. Let's go with that. Anyway, that's as much as I can tell you. Will there be anything else?
Well, at least that lines up with what we learned in the base game about Earth apparently going completely silent. I'm looking for Clarence Mostly.
Mr. Mostly is indeed attending our event, although I am disappointed to discover he did not officially enter his canid Laplace into our competition. You should find Mr. Mostly just inside the prep room. Head inside and take the door to your left.
Okay. I love how I'm not counted as stealing anything here.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if that's intentional or an oversight. Huh.
Just between the two of us, I hope this doesn't become a tradition. Not looking forward to the next annual Canid review? Not looking forward to the Canids. Odious things. I don't know why we let them prance around the city.
Oh, we can't talk to the bartender, I guess.
I was so looking forward to that new program by Alonso Villejos. I can't believe it's been canceled.
Yami,
At least the drinks are nice. They even scratched off the warning labels. Just like real contraband. I suppose if we're being generous with our definition of the word drink, don't you ever stop complaining?
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to provide a selection of marginally subversive repartee.
Okay. My favorite kind of repartee. Let's hear it.
Now loading banter protocol. Indecency ratio set to 15%. Did you know that Orville Schuyler feeds his canids discount salt tuna? Scandalous.
Hack 60, 15% is way too low. Aha! You know what? 15% is way too low. Let's set that indecency ratio to maximum.
Indecency ratio set to maximum. Now loading banter protocol.
Activating Howard Stern mode.
Days are over. Bits cannot purchase happiness. All pleasure is fleeting. No amount of inebriation will dull the pain of ennui. Warning. This unit's banter protocol has exceeded its maximum allowance of subversive language. Memory wipe initiated. This unit's banter protocol has been erased. Would you like to purchase a drink?
Wow, alright. Cool? No, I wouldn't like to purchase a drink, Mr. Bartender, but I would like to sell a whole bunch of guns. Okay. What else? Oh, look, we discovered a vending machine. Anything good? Self-patching, Chronofield aggregator again.
How long did you say my scrape was gone?
I didn't. Frankly, I don't know. A couple of years? More? He said he was off on some type of beautification treatment, which I can only assume is a euphemism.
Oh, you do, Yami? You're talking about the... Chimera? This? Oh, hi, Vinicius. This thing right here? We'll put on this super tacky hat, too. Oh my god, this is awful. I feel disgusting wearing this.
Do you know what I'd like to see?
Winston Forsythe and Clarence Mosley in a staring contest?
I was going to say a sequel to Terror on Monarch, but I like your idea better.
Hey, Shot Gang! You got this game on launch? What did you think? You were so overpaid. Yeah, me too, Shot Gang. It's great, isn't it?
You don't have to be scared of these canids, Captain. I don't think they're gonna hurt you.
If they do, I'll hurt them back.
Come now, Anubis. You must perk up.
I'm just here for the Spectrum Violet.
Wow.
Is that a Joliker? Great. I'm going to embarrass myself in front of my betters. I don't suppose you've any formal training in canid husbandry. I really am at my wit's end.
Hey, Mario Sif, welcome.
It's my little Anubis, you see. He's listless and miserable. I simply don't know what to do about his condition.
Could be something he ate.
You must understand, Anubis is a very picky eater. He dines exclusively on Terra 2 Saltuna, none of that rubbish from Monarch. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a shortage lately. He's so miserable without his salt tuna.
Look at the poor guy. He's tired of Saltuna. Give him a proper treat.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I doubt all this excitement is doing any favors to his digestive system. I suppose I have been spoiling him with Saltuna. He could use a change of palate. Oh, I do have some limited edition Rizzo's CCN 76 chocolate bars.
No, are you out of your mind? No chocolate. I love that.
Really? I had no idea. I suppose I'll just treat him to some Spectrum Violet then. You've been a world of help. I'll leave a good word on your permanent record.
But... You do... Why do I even bother? This poor Canid.
Look at those wiggles! You think that means we're friends?
Well done, Captain. You and this Canid have established rapport.
I mean...
Quietly now.
He's kinda cute in a weird, sort of terrifying alien way. Yeah, Hunter, I was about to say... Give it... Well, I mean, I guess it depends on how similar their biology is to Earth dogs. We're not allowed to pet any of the other ones, only that one.
I think I would have preferred primals over canids, but there's always next year.
Timothy?
I think I would have preferred primals over canids, but there's always next.
Little Waldo. Golden Canid trophy? Oh.
I think I would have preferred primals over...
The excitement wears off rather quickly, don't you think?
Yes, I do.
I'll be sure to raise a glass of Rizzo's Spectrum Violet to your timely assistance.
These freaking Byzantines, man.
The Emerald Vale plant is back to full production. There's something to be thankful for.
Today's trends are tomorrow's trash.
Boy, ain't that ever the truth. So I guess I'm looking for a guy with one eye. What do we have here? Bard. All right. What about over here? Oh, that appears to go up. Oh, but we're supposed... Huh. DJ Shibboleth, that doesn't mean it was a good idea.
Oh, just hear me out. It's a brilliant idea.
Is this about canid hunting? We've been over this before. It's a terrible idea.
Canid hunting is the natural evolution of canid shows. No one's going to miss a few backwater laborers anyway.
Wow.
I think I would have preferred primals over canids. There's always next.
Prep room.
Don't you look fabulous? Is that a Celeste Jolicoeur original?
Well, I guess they do have extra lines if you're wearing one of Jolicoeur's. Okay, there's Clarence. That would be his missing eye, I guess. Annual Byzantium Teacup Canid Review. I sure am glad nobody cares if I steal this stuff.
Welcome. This unit has been programmed to... Did you know that canid reviews in the premises of Byzantium are a violation of board protocol and may result in a fine of up to 400 bits? How subversive.
Oh, I can't hack this one. Blast it! Well, that's a disappointment. All right then, Clarence.
You there, sauntering about in a Jolliker original. Do you know the interesting thing about canid shows?
No, but I have a feeling you're about to tell me anyway.
Good instincts. Mathematically speaking, the interesting thing about canid shows is this. They're an exercise in futility. Winning is predetermined. Over time, the inevitable trend is that the race goes to the swift. Time and chance are just statistical outliers. In other words, if you put enough canids through enough trials, the one with the most optimal attributes generally wins. Exercise in futility.
Are you Clarence Mostly, by any chance?
What gave me away? Wait, don't tell me. You've read my monograph, Putting the Us in Calculus, or How to Use Mathematics to Find Your Statistically Significant Other. I'm afraid I don't really do autographs, but yes, I am Clarence Mostly.
Malcolm, he definitely has every bit of the eccentricity of a Byzantium resident, that's for sure. That name sounds familiar. Mostly Fine Furniture Company, right?
Yes, that's us. Mostly oak trees, too. My grandfather invented them, you know. Well, no, he didn't invent mostly oaks, but he did purchase the naming rights back during the terraforming days. It's essentially the same thing.
I've been looking for you. You're the last known staff member on Project Gorgon. He is about to turn very, very hostile when I bring this up.
Oh. Then you're not here about my monograph. It's true, I was involved with Project Gorgon, but that chapter of my life is long since closed. Listen, I don't know what you want with Gorgon or with me, but let me give you some free advice, Let the past go. Live in the moment. Enjoy the party.
What's got you so frightened?
I left Gorgon behind for a reason. Several reasons, in fact. Corporate sabotage, abnormally high fatality rates, and the Marauders. We buried Project Gorgon for good. Don't go digging up its grave. You seem like you're in the margin of competence for a freelancer. Find yourself some better work.
You're a bit late. Some mysterious figure already sent me cryptic warnings.
Let me hazard a guess. You didn't listen then, and you're not about to listen now.
Right on the money.
Then I don't see the point in wasting a well-calculated argument on the virtues of self-preservation.
This person activated some kind of emergency lockdown. Any idea who they might be?
Someone with resources. Security countermeasures require a special override. Whoever locked down the facilities must have been watching you. Lifting the lockdown won't be easy. You'll need to send overrides from the chem lab and human inquiry. I don't have that level of clearance, but I know two people who do. The trouble is, I don't know you. I don't trust you. I washed my hands of Gorgon, and you're asking me to dirty them all over again. I'm going to need a good reason.
What do we have here? Hey, Magnus! How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. Oh, thanks, motorcycle guy. God, even at this hour. Magnus, hello. How is it going? It's great to see you. For those of you who aren't familiar with my friend Magnus Mark I, head on over and give him a follow. You will really like him. He's a cool dude and he has a chainmail necktie. I'm enjoying it quite a lot so far, Magnus. It's definitely just as good as the base game in terms of the writing and gameplay. And it's interesting enough to me to continue playing it, which is, you know, not always the case with these DLCs. Oh, very good. I'm glad you get some time off, Magnus. I'm very, very glad to hear that. All right, so what do we want to do here? Project Gorgon created the Marauders. You can't just walk away from that.
Yes, the birthplace of the Marauders. And a graveyard for all our mistakes. Starting Project Gorgon was our first mistake. Trying to bury Project Gorgon while it's still very much alive and clawing its way back to the surface, that may be our last mistake.
I really don't want to threaten this guy. There has to be a way to fix this. Now is your chance to clear your conscience.
Please. There's no need to insult me by implying I have a conscience. It's my reputation that concerns me.
Why did I attempt?
I want a favor from you. Do something for me and I'll do something for you. That way we don't have to rely on mutual trust.
Why did I attempt to appeal to his
better
better
nature? The
nature?
grand prize trophy to the Canid Review. I want it in my hands. Get me that trophy, and I'll give you the remaining researchers. Names, locations, as much information as I have.
Pretty sure the Canid Review is already over.
Yes, but the winner is still in deliberation. Committee won't deliver a result for another 6 to 8 weeks. Bureaucracy. The trophy's being held in a vault at the other end of this hall. Find a way inside, disable any security, lift, carry, deliver. Simple as that.
Oh. Okay. Sure. I'm on board with this, I guess.
What, really? You'll do it? I mean, just like that? Don't you want to know why I asked you?
I can't say that I terribly care. Because you're insecure and you want a trophy to feel better about yourself?
While you're technically correct, which is my favorite kind of correct, no, that's not why. My canid, Laplace, is statistically superior to every other canid in this review. Better average sprinting time, superior gait coefficient, optimal anatomical symmetry. I didn't bother entering little Laplace in this pointless contest. He's already won on paper, you see. That trophy rightfully belongs to him.
That might be the most Byzantine thing I have ever heard.
Oh, you're much too kind. Does this mean you'll do it?
I guess so.
Head into the main hall and take the elevator down into the maintenance tunnels. You'll find a service passage that leads up into the trophy room. The maintenance tunnel is the only way up into the trophy room. Some technician barred the door shut on our end. Ask Tilda Coatsworth about it, over by the podium.
All right.
What's on your mind?
What can... Oh, so I found this eye.
My eye! I was wondering where I'd misplaced that old thing. It's perfectly preserved, you know. Every eye possesses unique dimensions, not unlike a fingerprint. The circumference, the shape, the color of the iris. An eye makes excellent proof of identification, assuming you don't mind removing one.
Well, here, take it back. I don't want it in my pocket.
Well, that's rather responsible of you. I'll put a good word in your permanent record.
So, how did you lose your eye?
I'd rather not get into the details. If Spacer's Choice ever asks you to test out their new model of monocle, just say no.
Wow! Okay, I mean, if Spacer's Choice ever asked me to test out anything, I would just say no. And that's before seeing what happened to Project Gorgon and hearing about their monocle. Holy jeez. Ugh. That's gonna be another big oof. Ah, the bureaucracy episode of Futurama, one of the few episodes of that show I've ever actually watched. Huh. Huh. Hey, Krypton, welcome. Exactly, Krypton, exactly. All right, is there anything else we can ask him? Oh yeah, tell me about Project Gorgon.
At the moment, nothing. I have a one-track mind. I can't stop thinking about that trophy. Why isn't it in my hands? When is it going to be in my hands? And so on and so forth. You get me that Best in Show trophy, and it'll clear my mind right up.
Very well then, I guess I'll be back. All right, what are we dealing with here? Oh, okay, actually, it looks as though that's not a large area at all. I was afraid we were going to have to go through an entire dungeon to finish this quest. Krypton, I haven't found any fashionable new armor yet. I switched to this just for the extra lines of dialogue. but the stuff I actually use is this. The iconoclast stuff. Which I think matches the hammer perfectly, even though they're not technically a set. Well, Krypton, I mean, I don't feel like there's a lack of weapons in this game. There's plenty of variety. The problem is, the majority of the weapons in this game just aren't that good, and they're so expensive to fully upgrade that there are only a few that ever end up actually being worth using. And the science weapons, on the whole, I've been very disappointed with, because they all seem to be horrendously underpowered, other than the prismatic hammer. I do agree on the lack of good armor. Like, if there was some way to bring all of the armor up to par, or if there was something like the layered armor system in Monster Hunter World, or a glamour system of some kind that let you modify and customize the appearance of your armor while keeping the base stats that you actually want. Something like that, I think, would go a long way toward remedying the problem of always being stuck wearing the same stuff, you know? Yeah, Krypton, the science weapons I have found incredibly underwhelming. And I'm really disappointed by that because they're really cool, except that they do crap for damage. I did on a previous build, Yami. I ended up respecking. Because the entire reason I got science to 100 was so that the science weapons might be useful. But they're not, even with 100 science skill. Oh, are they going to do that, Archimer? I haven't heard. Alright, what do we have here?
This is a private party. No solicitors. No vagabonds. No freelancers. If you're here to offer your services as an entertainer, we're not interested.
You're all degenerates, and I hope the building collapses on you. I'm actually here about the Canid review.
Unfortunately, you're too late. The review ended a few days ago. We've submitted our results to the Judiciary Committee and await arbitration. In 8 to 10 short weeks, we'll have the name of a winner. Probably. That gives us 8 to 10 weeks to file a maintenance request. Our technician barred the vault door and then disappeared without a trace. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable! Whatever happened to competent help?
Now you're speaking my language.
I figured as much.
The Musgrave Vault contracted a security consultant from UDL. They sent a technician to install a few security upgrades. Anti-dissident auto-mechanicals and the like.
Why would you need...
That technician barred the vault, but neglected to leave us with a way in from here. He wasn't seen leaving the security room, so I can't imagine where he's gone off to.
He probably got fried by the security robots he installed. Is there another way into the trophy room? What about the maintenance tunnels?
The tunnels are guarded by auto-mechanical security. I don't look nearly boorish enough to resemble a UDL guard, so they'd probably shoot me on sight.
They'd be
In
doing
any
Byzantium
case,
a favor.
I'd rather not step foot in the tunnels. The tunnels are for disposing of unwanted refuse, and no place for a respectable Byzantine.
Hey, Haretsu! Yami, I took that perk, and my science weapon damage was still underwhelming. I can find a way into the vault for you. You won't have to dirty your hands.
Your eagerness to serve your betters is commendable. Here's a key card. It should help you get around inside the tunnels. Now, was there anything else? I'd like to get back to mastering over the ceremonies, or people might question why I have this role at all.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
It's not canid hunting I object to, it's the impropriety.
So we have to take the elevator. And I guess we should probably switch back to the gloop gun, because we are going to be dealing with some machines.
Hi.
And actually, fix all of that stuff. Yeah, Valyard, but you'd think they would have caught that in QA at some point, that the science weapons were doing garbage damage. Oh look, we can just skip right past this. Yup, there's the technician. Installation log completed. Scheduled annual sanitation and repair, Musgrave family vault. Applied kindapine scented floor wax. Appraised the area in accordance with Byzantium aesthetic standards, CHHC board aesthetic and interior regulations. Relocated garbage. Installed anti-dissident automechanicals in order to ensure moral and civil hygiene. Moral and civil hygiene. I hate those terms. 4A. Note, tampering with, altering, or otherwise disabling moral hygiene automechanicals is strictly prohibited under board regulations. Delivered complimentary mint. Well.
Halt.
What? Who are we fighting? Blast it. Well, that could have gone worse. You know, Vinicius, I can't even argue with that. You're not technically wrong. Well, Haretsu, in fairness, the gloop gun isn't exactly a stealth weapon. Runners up? Huh. Well, it certainly looks like somebody bombed a wall. Oh, there's nothing in here. Improved tech kit. Augmented reinforcement?
Nicely done.
Nothing really useful in there, sadly. What have we here? I mean, I guess, Haretsu. Ooh, Mr. N. I bet I could turn the, stun baton I have into an N-ray stun baton. Also, what is this? I have no idea what that was supposed to do. Well, let's check runners up, I guess. Wow! Okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but... The dead canids show signs of domestication and extensive grooming. My god, alright, Oh,
you got that?
Ooh, and a Mr. Acid. Excellent. Yeah, it sure is, Yami. Oh, that's the call button for the elevator, I see. Yeah, basically, Vinicius, that's my philosophy. Most dangerous game. Alright. Where is my...
Nicely done.
Okay, we just got a unique weapon. And it appears to be garbage. Insurance straight barrel brings a whole different meaning to the phrase firing a subordinate. Really, Yami? It doesn't look all that strong to me. How about that? Quite a nice amount of bits. All right then. Yoink!
I sure hope these folks don't mind us borrowing this.
Oh, Oh, okay, Yami. Yeah, see that...
Byzantium temporarily.
That's one of the other things that disappoints me is modded weapons tend to end up being better than unique ones. At least on the builds I've used.
You know, the careers of 9 out of 13 actors end after their debut serial. Enjoy the fame while it lasts.
I found dead canids in the service tunnels. You know anything about that?
Dead canids in the service tunnels? Domesticated canids? Why, that's utterly revolting.
I'm right there with you.
Good. I should hate to think I've misjudged your character. Every canid, regardless of their physical attributes, is a companion to their master. To kill a companion is a profound and unforgivable breach of trust. I'm glad I chose not to participate in this loathsome canid review. I will, however, take their trophy.
You know what? It sounds as though I'm about ready to take your side on this, Clarence. You may be a pompous ass, but at least you're decent enough to care about your pets. Which is apparently more than can be said for any of the schmucks around here.
My trophy! Look at this thing. Have you ever seen a more garish monument to the boredom of the elite?
Well said.
If only Grandfather Mosley were alive today, I would have loved to wave this trophy right in front of his cataracts. I hope you won't take it personally when I say I had my doubts about you. Nothing ever gets done in Byzantium, you see. Competent work is, well, a statistical anomaly.
All right then, Clarence. Pony up.
Lifting the emergency lockdown requires overrides from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. Access to those facilities requires authorizations from 2 senior-level researchers. Marion Blakesley, Jasper Lowe. They went into hiding after the project collapsed, but I've managed to calculate their last known whereabouts within a reasonable margin of error.
You used statistical analysis to figure out their location? Show me your math.
I see you're familiar with my technique. I'd love to show you my numbers, but there aren't nearly enough napkins in this room. After the project shut down, I had to keep my mind occupied. I worked on my actuarial tables, calculated the average lifespan of a Spacer's Choice worker, that sort of thing.
As you would.
I realized some of the researchers had to be alive. I ran some numbers, did a little research, and concluded that the 2 most likely survivors are Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe.
Okay, you haven't been able to let go of Project Gorgon either, huh?
Nonsense. I just needed a good old-fashioned statistical problem to busy my mind. Keeps the faculties lubricated.
You talk about leaving the past behind, but you still feel responsible.
Let me stop you there. I don't accept anything for free. And if you're going to analyze me, I'd have to go through the trouble of hiring you on contract. Think what you will of my intentions, my calculations are sound. You'll find Marion Blakesley and Jasper Lowe at the enclosed locations.
Very true, Valyard. Very true. And don't worry, Yami, I won't. So these 2 researchers are the only ones left besides you, I guess, huh, Clarence?
As far as I know, Jasper Lowe and Marion Blakesley are the only 2 surviving researchers with high-level clearance. If you want to lift the lockdown on the manufactory, you'll need to send an override from the Chem Lab and Human Inquiry. I'm afraid it's the only way.
All right, I've got some questions about these researchers.
I'll tell you what I can.
What do I need to know about Marion Blakesley?
Dr. Marion Blakesley supervised the Human Inquiry and Auditing Facility. Live subjects, measuring tape and syringes, that sort of thing. Someone sabotaged the facility. Blakesley tendered her resignation and vanished. I'm reasonably certain she's hiding in a maintenance bay on Groundbreaker.
Well, GDJ, I mean, it's supposed to be a sort of end-stage dystopian capitalist environment in the Halcyon system. And you did see bits of that in the Victorian era. In some parts of the world, anyway. Are you sure it was sabotage?
Well, with Spacer's choice equipment, who even knows? Dr. Blakesley tendered her resignation lawfully, but under suspicious circumstances. If you want to know more, you'd best ask her yourself.
Well, GDJ, going forward from the Gilded Age is the general way of approaching this. It's the, I guess, the baseline. It's the common approach. All right, what about this Jasper Lowe guy?
Dr. Lowe described himself as a dazzling genius in his review. I disagreed. Of the 19 criteria that constitute the rubric of genius, Dr. Lowe only met 15. After the project shut down, corporate traded him off to Auntie Cleo in exchange for 5 lab coats. He's been transferred to an orbital lab around Olympus.
Okay. You don't think much of this guy, do you?
Our office gave Dr. Lowe and his team every opportunity to develop a drug under perfectly reasonable guidelines and generous deadlines. Dr. Lowe failed to meet our requests and largely succeeded in using our supply of drugs to get himself higher than the mortality rate of a line worker at a Saltuna cannery.
Wow. So that's why the guy running the chem lab was incompetent. He was his own best customer. That explains it. Yami, if I remember correctly, Obsidian has people from all over the industry. Don't they have a few ex-BioWare people and a couple of folks from some smaller studios as well? All right, before I go, there was one other thing.
Certainly.
What can you tell me about Project Gorgon?
Let's try to keep it down, shall we? At least pretend we're being discreet.
Oh, I thought you liked being subversive.
There's not a lot about Project Gorgon I can tell you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I closed that chapter in my life. I've moved on.
I promise I'm not looking for any trouble. I just want information.
Look, don't tell anyone I said this. But if there's anything I've learned by living in Byzantium, it's this. If you go looking for the truth, you are looking for trouble. All right. Ask your questions. And then if you don't mind, don't mention Project Gorgon anywhere near me again.
Fair enough. Does the name Minnie Ambrose mean anything to you?
Minnie Ambrose? Oh, Olivia's brat. Ambitious, but like the rest of her family, irrelevant. She tried following her mother's example, failed, and if she ever tried again, I couldn't tell you. The name Ambrose doesn't mean anything to me anymore, or to anyone halfway respectable. The Ambroses are, how do I put this politely, obsolete?
Well, that at least matches up with what Minnie herself told us. What happened?
A family's name is only as strong as its enterprise. The Musgraves have Rizzos, and the Schylers have Auntie Cleo, and so we show those names the respect they deserve. The Ambrose name was associated with Project Gorgon. The project died, and so the Ambrose name died with it. That's just the way the game is played.
Yeah, it sounds like that might merit further research, Yami. Obsidian certainly isn't lacking for talent, though that much is abundantly clear. Breakfast, it's not going to stop until regular people start getting their hands on those things. Newegg is shipping RTX 3080s without boxes? Why? The cards did not come in the retail packaging. They were barely packaged properly in Newegg's boxes. The 3080 being a highly sought after... Okay. The heck? Jacob from EVGA and gave... Assessment... What? Shipped in bulk? Well, I guess I can't say I'm surprised considering the enormously inflated demand. Yeah, Yami, before the scalpers reprogram them. Alright, why did Project Gorgon need an actuary?
Project Gorgon was designed to change the life of every worker on Halcyon. We weren't just building a product, we were trying to build a society. How many workers call Halcyon their home? What do they eat and when? How long do they sleep? How hard do they work? What are their most productive years? When do their organs begin to fail? That's the nature of my work. I study human life in order to determine its value. Jewelers appraise diamonds, and I appraise people.
That sounds very much like the nature of his work, I guess. You can't break someone's life down into an equation. People aren't numbers. What good is trying to make that argument in this society? In Halcyon?
Of course you can. You can break the entire universe down into numbers and statistics. Human beings are as much a part of the universe as weather patterns and orbital mechanics.
Forgive me, Mr. Mosley, if I seem awestruck. I've not heard so many profoundly incorrect statements uttered in a single breath since I myself spouted them.
GG, Max.
A picker with a sense of humor. There's a statistical outlier.
Huh. Wow. You must have left Gorgon for a reason. What happened?
It's complicated. I'll be honest, I didn't join Project Gorgon because I wanted to satisfy my intellectual curiosity. I was courting the daughter of a Spacer's Choice family. We were a mathematically congruent match, you see. I had the proofs all written out and everything.
Max always has the sick takedowns, Valyard. Okay, I see where this is going, I think.
I see you've been in the same situation. Yes, she wasn't impressed by my absolute value. After she made her feelings clear, I left the project.
Skelechief, thank you very much for the $10 donation. Skelechief says, have you ever played any of the Trails of Kiseki games? Or Trails of / Kiseki games? Bought Trails in the Sky on Steam and fell in love with the series. They're all 100+ hour JRPGs with some genuinely fantastic world building and an amazing OST. I have not played any of those games, actually. Although I know this might surprise you, considering I've played games like Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal through to completion, my appetite for 100-hour JRPGs is actually fairly limited. Especially considering that I'm trying to get a little bit more variety in my gaming diet, as it were. So, no, I actually haven't played any of those games. Several of my viewers have recommended them to me on occasion. But just the prospect of committing to something like that at this point Especially considering the stuff I have going on the side right now. Just kind of makes me feel tired, you know? Alright, Clarence, what exactly went wrong?
Everything. Every project has a margin of failure. We expect setbacks, complications, delays. Project Gorgon experienced a cascade failure. One mistake precipitated another, and another, and another. The labs failed to develop a safe drug. Human Inquiry failed to perform their tests responsibly. An unsafe drug tested on unhealthy subjects by irresponsible supervisors. That's Project Gorgon.
The project fell apart and your test subjects became marauders. Yami, I never said I don't like them. I said that I don't have the energy to just play them over and over. Yeah, Chain BS. That's that's a good username. I like that. I take it you enjoy PvP a little bit, Chain BS. Game is connected to each other in an important way that you'll miss out on. Oh, yeah, see, that's a... Skelechief, to me, that's all the more reason why I'm unwilling to commit to that series, if it basically requires you to play the whole thing. Well, that's a good way to get those sales, Yami.
Anarchy is not a crime. It is a symptom. The undisciplined workplace secretes anarchy the way our glands secrete enzymes. It's a principle of science. Sabotage came first. The chem lab, Human Inquiry, even my own office. Sabotage broke the discipline of our workplace, leading to confusion, leading to escaped subjects, leading to anarchy.
Staff are all dead or missing. You're the only one wearing a tracker.
No one appreciates the value of good data. The holistic surveillance device I wear is an invaluable tool, gathering data on all my day-to-day activities.
Wow.
My former colleagues can go into hiding and live in ignorance for all I care. I prefer the self-examined life.
There is a stark difference between self-examined, as he calls it, and life without freedom or privacy. I'm not surprised, Yami. I don't think Taro ever expected to get that many sales. He, as a matter of fact, I think directly said as much in an interview. But goodness knows he deserves it. It seems like quite an interesting game. Your hands aren't clean, Clarence. You were part of Project Gorgon.
I know. Project Gorgon was a failure of leadership. Leadership to which I belonged. I should have pushed for stricter supervision. We gave the other departments too much freedom and not enough oversight. Spare the rod, spoil the servant.
Never have I hated more an adage with which I so fully agree. In this instance, anyway. Yeah, Yami, I remember somebody linked me an interview with him a while back where he flat out said, I can't believe that many people bought this game. We thought this was gonna bomb, basically. All right, Clarence. Well, thanks. You've actually been marginally helpful. Also, I think we have some bad news to deliver to Tilda Codsworth.
I've got a lot on my mind right now. Our trophy's gone missing, but I can't file an investigation because what we're doing here is technically illegal.
I found dead canids down in the tunnels. Explain.
Oh, don't look so cross. Those canids were put down mercifully.
No, they weren't.
Not every canid is suited to the intense competition of our review. Some few canids display flaws that cannot be redeemed. A limp, wall eye, poor coloration.
So you kill them?
Mercifully. Anyway, listen. Nature is red in tooth and claw, and so are we. Competition is practically a law of the universe. I shouldn't have to explain this to you.
Could you give me a minute? Got the strongest urge to load my gun. Really, I have to say one thing I desperately wish that they had carried over from the Fallout games in the Outer Worlds was the ability to reverse pickpocket explosives into NPCs' inventories. So you could arm a landmine and drop it into somebody's pocket and walk away, and 5 seconds later, they would go kaboom. I don't know why Obsidian didn't give us the ability to do that in this game.
Go and attend to your business then. Arguing with you is a waste of time.
Well.
Okay, keep it quiet.
I don't know why I even bother. That can go. All this trash can go. Oh, right, and that, and that, and that. Probably Shibboleth, but I would be happy to do that. But actually, before we do, I am getting to the point where I need to go get some dinner and some rest. So what I think we're going to do here is I am going to call it. And I'm going to save. Whoops. Ah! Damn it. Okay, well, we auto-saved anyway. Boy, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, man. All right, well, we are going to go raid my friend Kara Comparetto, who is about to start streaming some Chrono Trigger. And I know most of you are probably familiar with her by now because I've been trying my best lately to support her, but she had a bit of a rough day yesterday. She had kind of a rough stream, and I would really like to do something to help make today a little bit better for her than yesterday was. So let's head on over and show her some support. If you don't know her, you're going to really like her. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate everyone's company. And I look forward to seeing all of you next time.
What else do I have?
Good night, everybody. Catch you all then.
I don't really think I do. I just have a little toad.